Everybody says California is done. The exodus is real. The market is crashing. Get out while you can. Don't buy, you'll lose everything. Sound familiar? Well, stick with me because in about 60 seconds, I'm going to show you exactly what's actually happening in this market and how the people who don't listen to the noise, well, they're the ones making all the money. Hey, it's Ramin, and yeah, let's talk about this so-called California housing collapse. Because if you spend more than 10 minutes on YouTube lately, you'd think the entire state is falling into the ocean. Everyone's leaving, nobody can afford anything, you'll lose your shirt if you buy now. You know the headlines, you've seen the TikToks, you've heard the fear. But I'm gonna tell you something most people won't say out loud. Shift is happening, and that's not a typo. But collapse? No, not even close. And I'm not saying that to be cute or pump the market. I'm saying that because I work with real data, real people, real borrowers, real families every day, and I see both sides. I talk to people who are buying, who are holding, and who are scared to even ask questions. So this is the first video in a series I'm calling Shift Happens, because yes, things are changing, but instead of freaking out, let's talk about what's really going on and how you can play it. So let's break down this fear machine. There are 4 big narratives driving this doom train right now. Gas stove bans, rising taxes, insurance crisis, and max exodus. So let's hit them one by one. You'd think the gas stoves were the next great evil, but here's the reality. California is not coming into your kitchen to rip out your Wolf range. What we're talking about are new building codes for new construction, and even then, cities vary. Most of this is about efficiency and not control. And as someone who does loans on homes every day, not once have I heard a buyer walk away from a property over an electric stove. I had a couple swap out their gas range before listing, thinking it would help value, and it didn't. In fact, the buyer literally brought in their own gas cooktop after closing. So let's stop pretending this is the hill that California real estate is going to die on. Fear number 2, property taxes are skyrocketing. Now, this one gets people fired up. And look, I'll get it, taxes suck. But here's what's missing from the clickbait. Prop 13 caps property tax increases to 2% annually, unless the home changes hands. So if you bought years ago, your tax bill hasn't exploded. And if you're buying now, well, your baseline is already baked in. I've seen buyers freak out over $9,000 in annual taxes, and then turn around and rent for $6,000 a month. That's $72,000 a year with zero equity upside. Do the math. Property taxes aren't killing us. Fear of ownership is. Fear number 3, insurance companies are leaving us in droves. Okay, this one's got some teeth. Yeah, State Farm, Allstate have pulled out of some areas, especially wildfire zones. But if you live in Santa Clara County, Alameda, LA, well, you're still getting insured. You just have to shop a little bit smarter. So I help clients get insurance every week. And yes, it's more expensive, but it is still available. And California's FAIR plan is there as a backup, although it's not all that fair. Should we fix the system? Absolutely. But does this mean you can't get a loan or own a home? Not even close. Fear number 4, everyone is leaving California. Now this one's juicy. U-Haul ran out of trucks. Elon's in Texas, the middle class is gone. Yep, I've heard it all, but here's the thing. Some people are leaving, absolutely no doubt about that. But who's leaving and who's staying matters more than the headline. Retirees, they're gone. Remote tech workers, absolutely. Maybe, but healthcare workers, teachers, construction crews, tech engineers, well, they're still here and they're still buying. Let me give you a real story. One of my past clients sold their San Jose home during the pandemic. They moved to Idaho, and now they're calling me to come back. Miss the weather, they miss the food, they miss the culture, and their job. Problem is, the house they sold for $1.8 million, well, now it's $2.2 million. That's $400,000 of missed equity. So yeah, some are leaving, but regretted than admitted. Now let's zoom in on the actual housing market. And here's what I'm seeing. Median Bay Area prices are still climbing. Inventory is still tight. Buyers are still showing up, especially with cash. Multiple offers are still in the mix, selectively, not everywhere, but they're still out there. Last month, I helped finance a $1.95 million Sunnyvale home. 27 tours, 8 offers, sold for $2.31 million, all cash, no contingencies. Is that every house? Nope. Is that a collapse? Also nope. So shift does happen. Supply, demand, and long-term thinking. Let's bring this around full circle. Yep, the market is shifting, but here's what that really means. Rates are high, but we've got buy-down programs, ARM options, and refi strategies. Prices are sticky, but sellers are now negotiating. Builders are offering big-time incentives again. More loan programs than ever for investors, self-employed, first-time buyers, you name it. This is not 2008. Lending is tighter, equity is strong, inventory is still way below demand. And most importantly, California still doesn't build enough housing. So if you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for a 50% price crash, I'd ask, are you investing based on YouTube fear or real fundamentals? Look, I'm not here to tell you that California is perfect. We've got problems. We've got politics. We have pain points. But we're also got long-term wealth. We've got tech jobs, coastlines, and culture. And most importantly, we've got opportunity for people who play it right. If you're a buyer right now, my message is simple. Don't panic. Don't wait for perfect. Get informed, get strategic, and when it's right for you, get in. Because shift does happen, and wealth follows those who stay calm when everyone else is freaking out. If this hit home for you, drop a comment below. I want to hear from you. Hit that follow button. Let's keep the conversation going. Look, I'm Ramin. This is Real Talk, and this playlist was just getting started.